On this week's edition of Why, we have a Hampton Bay Cameron 2 Plus. Yeah, this is a Hampton Bay Cameron 2 Plus, probably from the early to mid 2000s. Now, the Cameron 2 was pretty much the go-to mid-tier model at Home Depot back in the day. You had your white model, which at some point only became available in white. It was also available in bright polished brass, antique brass, and whitened brass. Alright? It was your basic mid-tier whatever. Now, in 1999, the Cameron 2 Plus was introduced. Now this one, the Plus basically meant that this series was a designer series, consisting of 2000s era finishes, things like that. Some late 90s finishes thrown in for good measure. Alright? More rustic finishes. All of the Cameron 2 Pluses came with light kits. Each finish, or most of the different finishes had different light kits. This one initially came with a 4-light kit with like little leafy elements on it. The finish is sort of like a verde bronze. Alright. Now, back in this time period, you could actually get a fan, alright, with a no-light switch cap, or switch cup in this case. Okay? You could get your fan, without... You could, not get your fan. You could actually have the fan without the light if you didn't want a light. If you just like the finish, well, you could do that. Nowadays, yeah, it's light kit or nothing. Which is stupid. Yeah, so... Yeah, this one was... Whoever put this up chose that it did not have a light. Cool. Okay, now another thing that Cameron 2 Plus is interesting with is the fact that this one... The Cameron 2 Plus, when it was introduced in 1999, right? It was... How do we say it? In 1999 saw the introduction of King of Fans as the OEM for the Cameron 2. Both the Cameron 2 and the Plus. Okay? Prior to this point, SMC was the OEM. Alright? SMC was an inferior product. Okay? Their fans had maybe a 153 in them. Yeah, probably 153 by 15. Something like that, probably. And they hummed, and they had a little bit of a moan to them. Typical SMC garbage, King of Fans, however, this version saw an upgrade. Okay? 188 by 15 millimeter motor, and a 14-degree blade pitch. So now, this thing actually performs. Okay, so it went from mid-tier to upper-tier, almost powerhouse-esque kind of performance. Okay, so this is one of those. And of course, the label or whatever was peeled off the damn thing, so finding an exact date is unknown, but it does have a 188 by 15. Of course, as all the decorative, screw covers and such, seamless hardware. 14-degree pitch. Now, you're probably wondering, why the hell do I have this? Well, Habacrap dumpster find. Let's put it below. Yeah, I found this thing in the Habacrap scrap dumpster. It had been on the shelf for a very long time. No one bought it, probably because it had a 48-inch downrod, which is actually a Hunter downrod in iron finish, because they couldn't find a matching finish for this, because of course not. Alright. So, honestly neither did I, because there's an antique brass rod on it, but cool, whatever, I don't give a shit. Anyway, so yeah. It sat at Habacrap for months, probably a year. And then they decided, screw it, we're just going to throw it in the scrap dumpster because we're wasteful dumbasses. Cool. So, I plucked it out, whatever. I gave the guy, a couple bucks just to look the other way, And this thing had been sitting in my stash for God, probably something like 4 years? Maybe 5, man, no, 3 to 4 years. Okay. So, yeah. Anyway, low speed. It's average. It's your average low speed. It's not bad. Now, yeah, the Cameron 2 Plus is a fan I would not get if I had to pay for it. On low speed, it's pretty quiet. Quieter than 90s Hunters. Let's go to medium. Medium, you start to actually feel air. Your medium speed is average in terms of RPM. Bearings have a slight whirl to them due to storage rash, but they're pretty smooth otherwise after it's spun a bit. Wobble is not terrible. And King of Fans was interesting in order to create, perfect alignment with the blade irons, they actually had these little male tabs, which slid into, female slots in the motor for, precision alignment. It's kind of annoying because you can't really swap King of Fans blade sets on other fans, but, whatever, not everyone's Frankenstein. So, yeah. Let's go to high. On high it hums a little bit. It's more average than anything. Notice that the switch housing is wobbling where the motor housing isn't. Why is that? Because there is a loose set screw on the motor coupling. Alright. But I was too lazy to open the housing, so whatever. Doesn't affect performance. Everything's tight, it's just a little sloppy. So yeah, high speed, I would say it's doing about 190, maybe 185. Decent speed. Not too bad. And air movement is also equally decent because, again, 14-degree blade pitch and a 180 by 15. Now, at the time, this thing was actually better than the Hunters you could get at Home Depot. In terms of performance, at least. I mean, actual build quality is about the same as, period Hunters and such. And it is a little quieter. I mean, on high, the hum is about the same as a Hunter. Because, yeah, Hunters do hum as well. It's just not as annoying. But yeah, almost free scrap dumpster pull. The only reason I would ever get a Cameron 2 is if it was next to free or entirely free. So I figured I was going through my storage, going through my porch goblins, and figured out, what the hell, let's actually test this thing because I want it gone. It's not something I really want to keep. So, yeah, it'll be for sale at some point. Another nice thing about the Cameron 2 in general is the reverse switch. It's that little tab, very wide tab, very subtle. It doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. It kind of blends in, matches the finish. It's not too bad. Let's try to goof. The blades are rosewood to oak. Rosewood side is shown. I mean, this thing had its mounting hardware and everything, you know, shrink wrapped to the blades. So, no issues completing it, at least. One other company that actually used this finish was King of Fans. Now, who supplied a lot of fans for Quorum? King of Fans. However, I don't think that's the reason they have the same finish. Because Halsey did this too, so who knows. But anyway, that was a Hampton Bay Cameron 2 Plus. No light kit, but still, it's not too bad for what it is. Blades are plywood and all that fun stuff, so anyway, hope you enjoyed.